Take me in your arms, thrill me with all of your charm, and I'll take to the sky to let you know high, loving you more till the day I die. Take to the sky to let you know high, loving you more.
Hey, so today we got an awesome episode. So on today's episode, we're going to be checking out this FORD Galaxie Sunliner. It's a 1961. Man, she's a beauty. I got an awesome gentleman to introduce y'all to. I'm going to let him do all the talking, and I'm just going to sit back and enjoy it because, man, these times like these, they're precious, and you got to listen to every bit that he's got to say. It's what you call an old head. They've been through it, they've seen it, and they've done it. And you got to listen to everything they say because, man, you'll be successful with some of the wise words that they'll say. All right, y'all. So this is my special guest. This man right here, he's big time. This is the biggest OU fan you'll ever see in Oklahoma right here. And he's big dog. You see that beautiful vehicle he's got right there. So this man right here makes me nervous because he used to sit behind the desk and used to yell at me. This guy right here was my principal, and he would put me in line when I stepped out of line. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna have him introduce himself and all the walks of life that he's been through, because, man, this is a special moment right here. I've been wanting to do this for some time, and I finally grabbed the set off the dash and had to come talk to him. So here we are with Mr. Simer, and I'm gonna have him introduce himself.
Okay, my name's Mr. Don Simer. I live here in Chickasha, Oklahoma. This is my car behind me. I've had this car since 1980. I traded in 1970 Ford for it, which is worth $1,000. So I got this car for $1,000. Now today, this car is worth $48,000. That's what the insurance company tells me, and that's what they will insure it for. I've been down many roads trying to get this car to this point. I went the cheap way, and it never did work out. So I'm telling you now, don't go cheap way. Go the way that's best for you. If it costs you money, wait a while till you get that money. It's not worth going the cheap, easy way. The right way to go is straight up and down. I went the easy way first, and then I went the hard way. And the hard way has paid off. I don't know what else I can say except don't go cheap. Buy the stuff that is good for you.
Yup. Like the man says, buy it once so you don't gotta do it twice.
That's true. And I bought stuff 3 times. None of it was good, but when I went the highway, the right way, then I got the good stuff.
So, Mr. Simer, man, if you don't mind me asking,
No.
where are you from originally?
I'm from Union City, right here north of us where I was born. I was raised up around this area, Blanchard, Chickasha, Pocasset, right in this area.
All right, how long you been booting and scooting, man?
Oh, that's really a long time. Too long to say.
My man. But now was you a little boy when that thing was right there was running around in 61?
I was not. In 61, I was 17 years old. And never had the idea that I'd own one of them. Because we didn't have money, we didn't have nothing. So when I got the chance to get it, I took the 70 Ford and traded it off for that.
Okay, Mr. Simer, so When you were 17, were people hot rodding?
Yes, we had some good Fords back in them days. Larry Hodges, he's a year ahead of me in high school. He had him a Ford that you couldn't ride in. Yeah, it was so powerful, it'd throw you back in the seat.
Yeah.
And drag strip, we had one just a little bit out there on Highway 62, just east of town. And we go out there, and I had a 57 Chevrolet. It was just a little old 283. And then we had these 58 Chevrolets, and we'd go out there and run them and race them, and we'd just have a good time back them days.
With a fella like that back in those days, and having that type of power, because that type of power was unheard of, especially back in those days. So that means he was outrunning those cops.
This is true. We outrun them. Had a little 56 Ford. Dale Haynes had on it. I was driving it. We was headed down through town, and here come the cops. I didn't even have a driver's license back them days. And I was driving it, and it was a 3-speed on the column, so I hit second gear, and out the highway we went. Went out East 62, hit the dirt roads. We took a right. I got it off in the ditch. But the cop, he gave up and turned around and went back before he ever seen us in the ditch. And we went to our friend's house, George Wilson's, had them get the tractor out and come pull us out. And it was fun days.
So what would you say? You think that was your first time you actually got hooked on cars?
First time I ever got hooked on cars was with my brother. He had this 67 Mustang convertible.
Oh yeah, that's one of them cars. Them girls, boy, they go crazy on.
He wanted me to buy it, and I just couldn't afford to buy it. I had some kids, and I couldn't afford to buy it, so he bought it. But I really wanted it, and so when I run into the 61, that's when I said, I'm gonna do it. I got it. And at the same time I had this 61, I had a 55 Oldsmobile. It was a 4-door hardtop, air conditioner run up into the...
To the window?
No.
No?
Back window. It run up into the top and come out the top. Air conditioner.
Does it look like they had a little cooler system on the side? Is that what it...
No, it's motor cooled. The air blew back to the back and blew out to the top of the windows.
See, I don't know much about no Oldsmobiles like that.
And it also had power windows for a 55. And I finally sold it for $300 at a paint job on a 49 Plymouth.
Really?
49 Plymouth belonged to her grandmother. She drove it in high school. It's still in the family. It's been restored and everything. But I had to give it to her brother, because we went and bought us a 66 Mustang. Same time we had this. I mean, we've had some good cars. The 66 Mustang, we give $9,000 for it. Drove it, and finally we said we can't afford to have all these cars sitting around here and not have insurance on them, not be able to drive them all at the same time. So we sold the car to her son. It was a blue 2-door hardtop Mustang. I mean, it was really fixed up. So we sold it to her, and we went back to this in here and started putting our money back into this one. And that's where we stand today with this one.
With this one car right here. So how many years have you owned this?
I've owned this car for about 30 years now.
30 years.
No, 40. Sorry about that. I got it in 1980.
You got it in 1980, and you've had it for 40 years now.
Mhm.
So how'd you come about this car?
Well, I had that 70 Ford, and I was trying to sell it. Nobody wanted to give me $1,000 for it, and I didn't want to get rid of it unless I got $1,000. So we was driving out towards Norwich.
Yeah, I know where Norwich is at.
This car was sitting out there just before you get to Pioneer School. I turned in there and said, "Hey, you want to get rid of that car?"
Where was it sitting at?
It was sitting on the left side of the road, about the first or second house before you get to the railroad tracks.
Was it underneath no tree or just out in the pasture?
It was sitting there in front of the garage.
Oh yeah.
The garage. He says, "Well, I'm tired of owning this thing. I mean, I don't want it. I said, well, what do you take for it? He looked over at my little Ford and said, I'll take that Ford there for it. I said, you got it.
Straight trade.
Straight trade.
How was the top on it back then?
It wasn't bad. It wasn't a new one or nothing, but it kept the water out of it.
Mhm.
And so I gave him my title, and he gave me his title, and off we went.
It's back when a man's word was good,
That's
man.
right. That's a fact. And
Yeah.
I drove it home. I drove it like it was for, I guess 10 years.
Really?
Yeah, it had old red paint on it, and had a top on it, had some old chrome rims. They were really old. You know. But anyhow, I drove it for about 10 years before I started working on it.
So what? So that's not the original paint code,
That
right?
is not the original paint code.
So what paint would you call that right there?
Right there is the closest you can get to candy apple red without being able to call it candy apple red.
Wow. So she's been through a process.
She's been through a complete takeoff.
Takeoff restoration. That's amazing.
Put back together.
Wow. Frame off. That's amazing. So with this being a frame off restoration, was it a one hit or did you have to do it twice?
No, it's one hit. Big K did it. That's Kevin Kessler out here at Big K's body shop. He took it all down, put it all back together, painted all the insides and everything.
Where was he located at the time?
At the time, he was located right across the street.
Oh, really?
Neighbor boy that grew up, went to Votech out here and became a body shop man.
Oh, so he was eyeballing this piece of candy for a while. How many times did he bother you to let me touch it? Let me
He
bring
never
it back.
I had to go to him. He never didn't want to come over.
Really?
He got some Cadillacs that he's restored.
He's Cadillac man.
So he took it all down and painted all the insides while it was down and everything, so that everything is this color, and then put it all back together.
How long do you think the process took?
It was a long time.
Was?
He's working body shop too, and working a little on this, and on his body shop, a little on this.
So how many years ago you think that was? That this car has been
Well,
restored?
He run the speedometer back to zeros when he did this, and I hadn't even got 5,000 miles on it yet.
Really?
And this is, I want to say, pretty close back to 2003, 4.
Wow. And people, we're in 2021 right now. And you said the speedometer is barely at 5,000?
Barely at 5,000.
Oh my God. So she's, look, she's pristine. Let me tell you something. That car right there, she's got that grin on her like Christine would.
Well, after we got it all painted and everything, we took it over to Billy's body shop. He did all the interior, put a new top on it. It's got a new top right now. It hardly ever goes up and down.
So how long ago did you redo the top? Was it the same time?
So right after we got it painted, we went and put it in the shop, or a upholstery shop, and he started working on it then.
So she's been garage kept ever since her restoration.
Garage crept ever since.
And never seen a drop of rain or any
Well,
type of weather.
I gotta say, it did see some rain. I was at a car show over here at
It's been in sprinkles. but
Grand
not in
Simile, and it rained off and on all day over there. And put the top up, you get through raining, you get your chamois out and clean it all off, put the top back down. And then when I was driving home from there, come a good rainstorm, and I got it in the garage.
Wow.
That's the only time it's ever been wet except for being washed. Hand washed, never been through a car wash.
So you go, when you wash your vehicle, you go with the lines. You don't go in circles, huh?
That's right.
My man, you do it properly. Do you wax it every single time?
Wax it.
What type of wax do you use?
Right now I'm using McGuire's ceramic.
That's the good stuff. I like McGuire's products. I use all McGuire's, especially on my black vehicles.
I
So,
do too.
man, I love them.
I used to use Mother's. Mother's is good brand.
She's damn good when it comes to polishing.
But I've gone to McGuire's and been with it for quite a while now.
Got you. But Mr. Simer, so how original is this car?
Well, it's the body wise, it's all original. The hubcaps on it. People wanted me to go to new things that nowadays that they have on their cars and everything. I said no, I'm gonna go with what I always wanted, and that's crossbar flippers.
Oh,
So I found them in the book and ordered them. The motor, I've had so many different motors in this trying to be original. I got it come with the 352 in it. Well, I pulled that out because that ain't no big. I went with the 460.
so she's got a 460 in her right now.
No,
Oh man.
I thought I didn't like that 460. It was a pickup truck, engine. No, I didn't. I wasn't no pickup, and so I went and got me a 390. Stuck it in there. Of course, I was doing this the cheap way. Boy, the 390 in there, welded the crossbar underneath to hold the transmission up, and man, I couldn't have that. So I had that all tore out and everything. A friend of mine in Rush Springs had a 428. Well, it wasn't a 428, it was a 310 Mercury, bored out to a 428. So I just had to have that. So I took the old 390 out and then welded up crossbar, and we went and did it pretty well right this time. Put 428 in it, C6 transmission behind it, 3 deuces. Had to have them 3 deuces. Of course, the 3 deuces wasn't made for an automatic. It was only made for standard. So there's no kick down on it, but when you ask for it, those 3 deuces kick in and give you a kick down.
Wow. See, I don't know much about that.
Well,
That's why I said, that's why I'm here today, because I need to hear it from the man.
well, we went that route. The only bad thing about it was you couldn't put a fan clutch on the fan. So it would get hot,
Yeah.
driving around slow and everything. As long as you just kept it on the street and going pretty good 30, 35, it stay normal.
So that's those electric fans that I've seen in there.
That's what the electric fans are for.
I just noticed that.
But I took that 428 out.
You took that one out too.
I took that one out. I didn't like. That's what I mean. It's experimental. And if you go the cheap way, go the way you want to go the first time, you're cheaper, better off and cheaper, even if it does cost more at that time. But I went back to a 390, bored 20 over, 3/4 race cam, threw it in there, put the electric fans on it, headers, got disc brakes on it, everything. I started going first class on it.
Oh
And
yeah.
that's where I'm at now.
No more shortcuts.
No more shortcuts.
Oh man, and ever since then, she's cherry now. Like I said, she's grabbed my attention multiple times.
Well, inside, the little console sits there in between, in the middle, homemade. Because I didn't want to tear the dash up to put a CD player in it.
Okay.
So I built a homemade little console, sat there in the middle. Put this all together, took it over to Billy's Upholsteries, and I had him cover it, put the speakers in it and everything. So now all I gotta do is put my CD in my player, and it just plays like, and didn't mess my dash up.
So you got 2 6.5s is all you're running in there right now?
Do what?
Are those 6.5 speakers in there?
Yeah,
6.5,
That's
just
all.
2 of them?
just 2 of them.
I've heard it, man. It's crisp and clear.
It is.
What's your favorite song? Do you got a favorite song that you like to listen to in there? You know, one that when you get in there, it just puts you in the mood. It makes you want to press on the gas.
Well, my son made me a CD called 61 Ford, and it's got all Beach Boys on it.
Oh yeah.
And that's what we play a lot.
That puts you in the mood right there. Is the Beach Boys? Ain't nothing wrong with them, man. The American band.
There you go.
Damn right. Now, Mr. Sommer, there's one thing that I'm forgetting. Is I did not ask you if this car has a name. You know, everybody, they find a name somehow, whether their car's on fire or that damn car leaves them stranded or they're throwing wrenches at it. I have yet to ask you if old Betsy right there, she's got a name.
Yeah, she's got a name. We call her Ole Red.
Ole Red.
Ole Red, because when we got her, she looked like an old junk beat. No dents or nothing. It was clean body and everything, but the paint job was pitiful. So we just call her Ole Red.
Ole Red. And she's had that name for 40 years
40
now.
years now.
Man, see? That's something I'll wear with her for the rest of your life. So, let me ask you this. With this beautiful car, do you got any kids?
I got any kids?
Yes,
Yeah,
do you got any kids?
I got 5 of them.
Got 5 of them?
Mhm.
Is there going to be a lucky one that takes it over one day?
Well, I'm gonna let them decide who gets it, who takes it, or if they sell it and split the money.
That's like my boys. I told them, you know, they don't know it just yet, but they'll have to half it up in right in the middle. You go
Yeah.
ahead and hang that side up
They
on the
might
wall.
want to cut it in fifths. I don't know.
But I didn't ask you this question. I didn't ask you if you're done with it, or, you know, you're content and happy with where she stands, or do you have furthermore plans for your vehicle?
Well, I'm happy with it right now, but if something else comes up that I see I need to do, I'm going to do it. But I'm going to do it the right way.
Now, do you have any words of wisdom, you know, or anything you'd like to share with people trying to be of this caliber, you know, trying to get to this level of success?
Well, the first thing, you got to have it in your heart that you want to do it. If it's not there, don't even start. But if you like old cars, or you got an old car, go to work on it. Take your time. Don't get in a hurry, and don't push yourself. Do it the right way, and that's slow, easy way. You can't just jump out there and say, okay, do this, do that, do it. Take your time on it. But actually, you gotta love what you're doing before you can do it. You can always go buy you an old car and start working on it. But if you don't want to work on it and you want an old car, go buy it. Buy it already done.
Already done.
Don't try to do it if your heart's not in it.
Yeah. But man, I feel like there's way more enjoyment into bringing them up from the ground up to the top. I mean, just that pride of, you know, you literally busted your knuckles day and night, and to hear that cherry start up every day after all that hard work and frustration and a lot of beers.
There's a lot, and you know, once you get started, you'll enjoy it more and more, and then when you get through, you'll appreciate it more. You did it.
Yeah. You'll sit in that garage for hours and wife think you disappeared, but really you're just waxing her tires up.
That's it.
and you don't even take her out for a full month. You're just getting her ready for when the time comes.
And you know, my wife helps me just as much as I do on myself. If it needs washing, cleaning, she's right out there with me.
Yeah,
she enjoys it.
See, that's what makes and breaks a car lover, you know, is you got to have a support team behind you. So she supported you through 100% of this.
100% of it. She's right there beside me. And we go out to look at it, she'd be right there taking pictures of the way it was, the way it's going to be.
Do you ever take this thing out to any car shows?
I've taken to one car show.
One car show. So she's literally a street vehicle.
She's a street vehicle.
Give me
drive
some.
it.
Give me some of that.
The car show I took to, we got top 5. That's back when we first got it out. We got top 5 trophy. Top 5 of the show. But after that, we said, hey, we don't want to do, what do we do this for? Just to show it? Or do we want to drive it?
You want to enjoy
And
that.
this is a driver.
Damn right. And that's what makes a car, is not being a trailer queen and actually taking every second that you can get with her and taking her out for a spin.
Mm-hmm.
Man, it's amazing.
You'd be surprised all the thumbs up you get everywhere you go.
She's a parade king.
Yes,
you
she
know?
is. All of the LB football princess come around here before too long, want us to drive her through the parade here in Chickasha.
Oh yeah, football princess.
Very few Chickasha parades she hasn't been in for homecoming. And then we've been in a couple at Surreal for the kids over there. They call my grandsons over there, and they call want us to use the car. We'll drive it over and we'll go through their parade too.
Okay, so she's pretty well known around the town then. I mean, she's been around. People have definitely seen this Sunliner.
Yes, they have.
Okay, so one thing I didn't touch about, and these were a fine accessory back in those days, was these fender skirts, man. Now, how long have you had those?
Well, I got those while we had the car being worked on. back in 204. I found them on eBay. I got a lot of good parts off of eBay, but these I had to have because, you know, fender skirts are fender skirts, and not many vehicles have them these days because they've all been destroyed.
Damn right.
So I bought them, had them put on there to match the car.
And that right there is a hard accessory to find right now in this day and age. They go for a pretty penny now.
Yes, they do.
Oh yeah.
I give $100 each for them.
Back
in 204.
Wow. It's 2004.
Mhm.
$100 a piece.
Yes.
I think right now, now this is just coming off the top of my head, being Impala parts. I'm thinking right now they're either $400 or $600 a piece. Or they might even be $1,000. I can't, don't quote me on that, YouTube. I don't know, but I know they're not cheap right now.
That would surprise me one bit.
This day and age, man, anything that's a classic, it's gonna run that ass now.
Because cars didn't really come out with fender skirts on them. You had to request them.
Now YouTube's gonna be like, hey man, does this top work? Is your top work?
My top works. It's all factory. It's got the little switch on the dash there. Push it up, the top goes up. Push it down, the top goes down. Set in the middle, it's in neutral.
So-
It works just like that.
So it's an automatic and not a manual.
It's automatic, not manual.
So you don't gotta get out and personally do it. And is that electric or is that a hydraulic?
It's a hydraulic. It's got a little motor down there that pumps the hydraulic fluid to make it go up, pumps the hydraulic fluid down to make it go down.
Oh, hydraulic fluid.
Mhm.
Okay, so you got a little bit of low riding in your system. What type of oil does that use?
It's just regular hydraulic oil.
Regular hydraulic, tractor hydraulic oil?
Yeah, either tractor or a car. It's just,
Does it basically maintain itself or?
well, it maintains itself. And you actually can use transmission fluid in it.
Really?
Back in those days, transmission fluid was used a lot in it.
Wow. Okay, so you use both.
I have used both. Right now, I got hydraulic fluid in it.
Okay. Now, this is very special right here, what I'm about to ask you. And if the viewers are into classics, then they definitely seen the 61 tag over there. How did you come about that rare item over there?
You know, that's such a good question. My father-in-law had an old Studebaker trailer parked in the backyard. He griped about that thing all the time being there, and he just wanted to get rid of it. So he said, "You want it?" He said, "Yeah, I'll take it old pickup bed." So I took it home, and on the back end of that pickup bed was a 1961 Grady County tag. And it fit right on my car.
Wow.
1961 Grady County tag.
Wow. As you can see, these things right there are hard to come by, man. They're hard. It's another specialty item and accessory. There we go. Now explain something to me on these right here. What are these right here?
Those are 1961 Fords come out with 2 or 3 different hood ornaments like that, fender ornaments. That was what was on it when I got it. The little groove, it didn't have the plastic piece in it, so I had to go find the plastic pieces that fits those grooves. And lo and behold, I finally found them. You found them up in Oregon.
In Oregon?
Up in Oregon.
Wow.
And ordered them. And they come in and I put them on there.
Galaxie Sunliner. So there's different models and different versions.
Different models. You got your Starliners, you got your regular hard tops, and you got your 4-door post.
This right here would have been the top brand of it then.
This is the top line of
It's-
Ford that year.
Oh, yeah.
This little vehicle right here cost you $17,000 brand new.
$17,000 back in the 60s.
Back in the 60s.
Woo-wee.
Brand new.
That was back in the 60s. That's back when you can buy a bag of chips for a nickel, right?
That's true.
And people were paying $17,000 back then. Wow, Mr. Simon, that's big time news.
Mm-hmm.
Because, man, I didn't know that. I thought at the max maybe 8, maybe 10 grand.
Well, they buying your normal car, it was. But this wasn't your normal car.
No, this was your top of the line. This is something La Bamba would have drove back in them days,
That's right.
you know? Now, let me ask you this, Mr. Simon. Because one thing that I did notice is those gangster white walls. Those are definitely a rare item.
I found a tire company down in North Carolina and ordered them through them. Special, $200 a tire.
Ooh. Yes, see, I know people that try to get those type of white walls and they got to do a lot of shaving. You see a lot of people shaving tires to get what you got right there. So that is definitely a special tire. And I noticed it, man. I noticed it. That's just a little bit of paying attention to detail.
Well, back in those days, you had your 4-inch or your 2-inch white walls. And I decided I wanted to go with the 4-inch. That's what normally everybody run anyhow.
Yeah, back in those days. We've always had an awesome bond. And like I said, I've been knowing about this Galaxie Sunliner for quite some time. And I've seen it in many parades. I've always seen people break their necks, and I've always seen people putting up the thumbs up, like you said. This car is beautiful, and it's definitely a staple for Chickasha, Oklahoma. It's definitely well known. And if they don't know about the Boomer Sooner horn that this bad boy's got, they don't know nothing. And that's something that we'll show the viewers, you know. We'll give them a little taste of what OU's about, baby, because
That's it.
I'm happy that me and you are getting to sit down right here today, especially in this day and age, and literally, you know, chop it up, as they would say in this new age, is chop it up and get to know a little bit about your life and the story and the background of this beautiful car that you've owned for 40 years.
40 years.
Because 40 years is a long time, Mr. Simon. You know, it's a blessing to see every day.
Well, the car itself 60 years old. So somebody had it 20 years before I got it, but I've had it for the last 40, you know.
You know, I did not ask you this neither. Were you the second owner of this vehicle?
That I can't answer. I know this guy had it before me, but I don't know if he got it from somebody else or whether he kept it. I didn't even ask him.
Wow.
I just wanted the car.
You were just happy that he was letting you get it. And it was a convertible. And, man, he didn't know what he was missing out on.
That's right.
One thing for sure, if you wouldn't mind starting it up.
I don't mind at all starting it
Yeah.
up.
Oh, man, she sounds cherry, man. She's got a rumble. Summer, thank you so much for having us today and telling us the story of Ole Red. You know, it's been a pleasure to get the full background on Ole Red because I see her all the time. I mean, I just got tired of looking and said, you know what? It's time to go talk to this man. I've known you for so many years, and it was only right that we put you down in the history books now. You know, let the world share your story and let people see Ole Red because she's a beauty, man. She's a beauty. And one thing about it is you don't see them like this in this pristine condition anymore.
Not many of them. Not unless they're show cars and then they ain't out on the street.
Damn right. And we don't like anything that ain't in the street, man. That's why this video today was special. Man, that was an amazing episode, so thank y'all for tuning in. That right there, those are just precious moments that you can't never get back, you know, so definitely enjoy them while you got them. So I hope y'all like this episode. If y'all want more of this, comment, let me know. Give me a like on the video, share it. Man, that guy right there, that is a genuine good person right there. And I was just happy to sit down at the same, it wasn't a table, but I was definitely happy to sit down in the same area with that man. That right there is, it's going to be timeless. And I'll go back to that video and be like, man, I got to sit down with Mr. Simer. So thank y'all for tuning in today, checking my video out, and until next time, y'all. Peace out.